Night 2 of the NBA play-in has concluded, and we have yet another slate of banger games. Well, one banger game. Last night we had the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Orlando Magic, as well as the Golden State Warriors going up against the Los Angeles Clippers at home. Let's start with the least exciting of the two games. Orlando versus the 76ers. The 76ers come away with the win at home and will now be advancing to facing the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs in the 2-7 matchup. And of course, we had to start it off with the winners. And simple as that, everybody showed up. Everybody showed up and did their job. Tyrese Maxey was Tyrese Maxey, 31 points, obviously the best on the floor, looked like the best player on the floor by far. Kelly Oubre was huge throughout the game, got hot early from three, knocked down a couple late, ended up with 5 threes. That was big for them. VJ Edgecombe, once again, like he has all year, not playing like a typical rookie. He had some rookie moments in this game, but in its entirety, he was definitely not playing like a typical rookie. Ended up with a double-double. Andre Drummond, once again, another double-double. We know he's known for rebounds and double-doubles, but he also came away with 6 stocks and 2 3-pointers, one of which ended up being the dagger in this one. Paul George, my GOAT, one of my GOATs, he struggled. He struggled offensively a little bit. He struggled with his jump shot, struggled with the midi a little bit, but we saw a little bit of that 2018 Paul George defense on Paolo Banchero. We're going to speak about him later, but the defense that Paul George had on Paolo Banchero was probably the best that I've seen in years. Like I said, reminiscent of his 2018, I think it was third MVP year. Some great defense from Paul George last night. Adem Bona, another guy with some great defense, had 3 blocks, and honestly, it felt like he had even more. They were just huge in this game, swinging momentum for these guys. And like I said, everybody who stepped on the floor showed up and did at least something good. Unfortunately, on the other side, the Orlando Magic, not quite the same story. Really, only Desmond Bane showed up to play today. Desmond Bane had 34 points, and he was doing it from all 3 levels. And even on the defensive end, he was sitting down, getting some stops, stealing some possessions from the 76ers. But when you have your main guy, Paolo Banchero, 7 of 22 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, only 5 points in the entire second half. You just cannot have that in a play-in game, win or go home. Well, not go home. They will be facing the Charlotte Hornets on Friday, but you just can't have your best player having these types of games in these situations. And this is not the first time this season where it's been a big game and Paolo just has not shown up. Not only did he just have a bad game overall, there were multiple times in this game where he's wide open for 3 and he just will not take it. There was one point in this game, shot clock running down, I think it's about 3 seconds left on the shot clock. He gets the ball in the left wing wide open, opts not to take the 3, then shoots a contested mid-range over 2 guys and air balls. Like, dog, what happened to the 38 and 17 in the closeout game, Paolo? Where did that Paolo go? That's the Paolo that the Orlando Magic are going to need on Friday if they want to beat the Charlotte Hornets and get into the playoffs. Anthony Black started to pick it up in the second half a little bit. I think he ended up with 15 points. Nothing too crazy, but he struggled in the first half. The second half, he started getting downhill, hit a 3, started really, getting a little rhythm. Franz Wagner, he struggled, obviously coming back from injury, and it looked like he got injured again at the end of this game. He didn't look great in this one, inefficient. I forget how many points he had, but, like I said, did not look great. And just as a whole, like, the entire team, aside from Desmond Bane, and I will say Jamal Cain, he came in and gave him a spark early, but aside from those guys, they just look like they're ready for the season to be over. Simple as that. They just look like they're ready for the season to be done with, and they just don't, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. I really don't know how to fix it. But at this point, I think that their next option is just, I do think that I do think Mosley needs to be gone. Obviously, they're going to have some other moves to make because there's no way you run this team back whether you get a new coach or not. But Mosley has to be gone. We need more improvement from Paolo. Franz, we need to be healthy. Bane is, as long as he's still Bane, he played all 82 this year. That's good. And obviously they've had the injury bug throughout the past 2 to 3 years, but something's got to change. Something's got to change, whether it's the coaching, whether it's the roster, whether it's both. Something has to change in Orlando. Moving on to the better of the two games last night. The Golden State Warriors defeating the Los Angeles Clippers on their home floor in the 9-10 Western play-in matchup. And I mean, for the majority of this game, the Clippers were in control. The Clippers were in the driver's seat. The Warriors had multiple runs, bringing it within 2, bringing it within 1, bringing it within 3. And then the Clippers went back on a run of their own, whether it was Benedict Mathurin knocking down threes, Darius Garland, getting the troops together and finding other people to score and scoring the ball on his own. Kawhi Leonard had some moments here and there, but we're gonna get more into him later. But I mean, just the experience of the Warriors is really what showed towards the end of this game. And of course, when we speak of experience and Golden State Warriors, you had to talk about the one and only Steph Curry. 35 points, 27 of those in the second half, and the dagger three-pointer in this game. I mean, just a typical Steph Curry game, and at this point, we come to expect it from him, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I will hate the day that he retires, because these games, I mean, they're just second to none. Like, there's nothing like a Steph Curry game, and we got another one of those last night. Al Horford, 4 of 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter alone. If you were to come into this game and expect that Al Horford would be the guy that, rallied the team into the lead and eventually winning this game, I think it would have called you a little bit crazy, but nonetheless, that's how the game unraveled. Draymond Green, I have to tip my hat. I'm not the biggest Draymond Green fan. While I do love his play style and his game, obviously I don't like the antics and the other stuff, but Draymond Green, another guy, turned back the clock, guarding Kawhi Leonard, taking that responsibility. Kawhi Leonard had 5 turnovers, 1 of 6 from 3. Horrible shooting, and in the fourth quarter, only getting off 2 shots, going 1 of 2, one of which was a late game dunk when the game was basically over. Draymond Green, I mean, highly touted as one of the best defenders this league has ever seen, and he showed that again tonight. Kristaps Porzingis looked like Kristaps Porzingis. He looked like the same guy that came into the Boston series in the finals against Dallas and gave them a spark. Hitting threes, blocking shots. He had 2 amazing putback dunks in this game, and honestly, he kept them afloat. He kept them afloat in the first and second quarter, especially when Steph was struggling. He really kept them afloat. He was really, being the spark that the Warriors needed to keep the game somewhat close and not let it get too far out of hand. And Guy Santos, a guy that I was asleep on, I'm not gonna lie, I have it here in my notes. Guy Santos is a real NBA player. He got his extension during the regular season. I didn't really see it, but watching him in this matchup, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 69% from the field. I see why he got the extension now, and I'm kind of excited to see how he develops in this Warriors system, and hopefully, regardless of what happens Friday, I think that they have to go all in. They have Jimmy Butler coming back, Kristaps, this team with Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, hopefully he can come back, to even a 75% of what he was this year. It's a dangerous team to come into next year, but they obviously still have another game Friday, so I mean their year is not close to over yet. And like I said, the experience of the Warriors was really what showed in this game. Even though they had 20 turnovers, they only lost a turnover battle by 3. They turned the Clippers over 17 times. Like I said, Draymond's defense on Kawhi Leonard was amazing, and even outside of that, if Kawhi Leonard took 1-2 dribbles trying to get to his spot, instant double team. And that is just beautiful defensive scheme from Steve Kerr and his staff. And the Warriors surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, they surprised me. I did not expect them to win this game, and I don't expect them to win Friday's game, but I mean, when you have Steph Curry on your team, you can pretty much win any game, and he showed that last night. I mean, I'm just really excited to see how these games unravel on Friday. I expect the Charlotte Hornets to get a win. I expect the Phoenix Suns to get a win, And then, Saturday is the playoffs, so we'll stay tuned for that.